Hello everyone! The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip. And we had some problematic elements with a white actor portraying, well,
oh boy.
It's a Native American character in the book. He's not explicitly Native American in the film, but they give George C. Scott a long gray ponytail in that movie, which would imply that he is supposed to be Native American.
Yeah, and the character name is Rainbird, so you're just like, okay, I guess it could be just a regular last name, but that seems very obviously indigenous.
Yes. And it's just kind of like they fix that aspect in this movie, and they give that character other layers. But then what they do to him in the third act, or I guess what happens and what his character trajectory in the third act does not work for me at all in this movie.
No, I actually think that his relationship in the original film is also more interesting, and I think it works better as a result, even though I was intrigued by the possibilities of what could a sequel to this new one look like, because we have kept Rainbird alive in this version. But one of the challenges that I had with this new film is that because it is so much shorter and maybe missing things, we don't know, it feels like all of the characters have been stripped down to their most basic driving principles, and no one has any kind of layers or...
Yeah.
Everyone is single-mindedly driven by one thing, and often it's very obvious and it's just not very interesting.
But the relationship between David Keith and Drew Barrymore is much more, it pops out of that first movie. That is one of the things it has going for it. Whereas the relationship between Zac Efron and the girl in this movie, I don't feel any of that towards them. And I think that both actors, so Efron I think does fine with the very limited material he's given. I think the girl is actually pretty good, but I don't ever really get a sense of their relationship, and I do wonder if part of that is because the mom is given more screen time, but at the same time, I like that the mom is given more screen time in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think all of the actors in this film are doing what they can with not very well-written characters.
Right.
I'm perplexed by the decision to make Zac Efron's Andy the person who... I mean, he argues that he's protecting their daughter by basically shielding her to the point where she can't do anything in the real world, because she will either expose them or get them all killed, or she will kill someone else. And it feels like a bit of a switch in the commentary to the helicopter parenting that we would normally expect to see from a mom character. Whereas Sydney Lemon's Victoria in this film is very much well, she's got to kind of learn how to do this stuff. We can't protect her forever. You are way too overbearing and overprotective. Well,
it's funny, right? Because we have a line of the Emma Gloria Rubin's you are a real life superhero. So we have this
oh my god, that line. Oh my god.
Yeah, she actually gets the worst dialogue in the film, which sucks. I love Gloria Rubin, and
I love Gloria Rubin.
Well, and I hate that this who is because again in the original film, she's the Martin Sheen character, so they give her more of a boss bitch role, but unfortunately, it's still a nothing role.
Oh god, yeah.
But by giving it this superhero thing, and also the hide it, we actually could give a queer reading to this movie more so than we could to the original film, because it's that very much the X-Men type thing, right?
Right, yeah, which I'm kind of surprised that we don't go into more in either version. There's very much the idea that they want to militarize or weaponize Charlie's abilities, and it's bizarre to me that the film, both of these films, are more interested in just saying, well, let's just have them go on the run, we'll capture them, and then we'll just have long extended sequences where we'll test them to, well, more so in the first film, because of course in this new version, Charlie just goes into the woods for about 10 minutes, learns to master her powers, and then she just kills everyone.
That is where we are missing scenes, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
Atlas Avenue, a long stretch of road that encompasses everything the city of Kennett Heights has to offer. Neon lights, traffic, crime, the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and the craziest of characters. My office was above it all. My name is James Locke, and I'm a PI.
Hello, Mr. J. How the hell you doing today?
Good, Edith. Nearly every year I have a new case. New people to meet, new clues to discover, and new problems to solve. But I do it the old-fashioned way. No technology. Nothing post-1950. Hell, I don't even listen to podcasts, but you should. Atlas Avenue Beat is a spoof of the film noir genre with goofy characters, tons of wordplay, and non-stop raunchy humor. There's also 3 whole seasons out right now with more on the way. Just search for Atlas Avenue Beat wherever you listen to podcasts or visit us online at bloody.fm.
It was late in the afternoon when the professor and I took our way towards the east, whence I knew Jonathan was coming.
Jonathan Harker has asked me to note this, as he says he is hardly equal to the task, and he wants an exact record kept.
Dear Madam Mina, I have read your husband's so wonderful diary. Strange and terrible as it is true. I will pledge my life on it.
God preserve my sanity, for to this I am reduced. Safety and the assurance of safety are things of the past.
I am in hopes that I shall see more of you at Castle Dracula.
Listen to Regarding Dracula wherever you listen to podcasts, or find us online at bloody.fm.